Okay, where to start? So I don't have any notes. I don't have a plan. I'm literally just shooting from the hip with this one. It is something that I've tried to film like a couple of times and was like, stop, hate this, don't like it. So here I am again, and I'm going to try to get this all out because this is a much needed life update. So I don't even know where to start. Okay, well, I guess we'll start with I have recently had a change in careers. As you guys have seen in previous videos, you kind of went with me through that whole unemployed stage. Was it amazing? Was it the greatest? No, I did make the best of it. And I say it wasn't the greatest because I am a person that needs to be productive. I need to feel like I'm accomplishing things, and being home all day, there's only so much you can do. So it wasn't like a big, amazing vacation to me. It was like me sitting on my hands and being like, I'm ready to get back out there. So I did make a career switch. I am doing the exact same thing. It's just in a different capacity, in a different industry. So I now work in the healthcare industry, which I'm really, really liking. It's definitely a lot different than the previous industries that I worked in. My background is mainly in like construction, mining and metals, oil and gas, real estate, things of that nature. So healthcare is brand new to me. I am really, really liking it though. And honestly, it was a godsend because as we all know, we are currently dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak, pandemic, what have you. However, because I'm in healthcare, thank God, my career, my job is not affected because healthcare, we have to work. The hospitals literally don't close. They can't close. So, made a career switch. You guys have had me mention you guys have heard me mention in a previous video that I also picked up another second job. So I have always had a second job in retail probably since I was in undergrad. So I did the same thing. I picked up a retail job, a side gig. However, in light of recent circumstances, that has been put on pause until further notice because obviously the malls aren't open, the shopping centers aren't open. So wanted to update you guys on that. So for right now, it's just the one job. I'm fine with that. I'm loving it. I get my nights and weekends free, so I'm definitely not complaining. That was a big And then on to perhaps the most like crucial, crazy part of this update. So I will start from the beginning. Well, first of all, I'll just go ahead and get it out there. I was diagnosed with COVID-19. I found out on a Wednesday. I started having symptoms, and before I go forward, I want to put a disclaimer out there. You guys, these are my symptoms. This is my story. This is what I went through. This is not me saying because these were my symptoms, it's not that bad, or maybe somebody else couldn't have had a really different experience, because that's not true. I am simply telling you my experience with COVID-19 and my symptoms and what happened to me. Okay? So, as I said, I found out on Wednesday. I got the call on Wednesday. Previous to that, the week before, starting probably on Tuesday, I started feeling run down. And I put it down to Deja and I had done a harder than usual workout the day before. So I put it down to that. So that was Tuesday. By Wednesday, I still wasn't feeling good. And by Thursday, I was feeling not great. Now, I'm trying not to use the terms terrible or horrific. I can be very dramatic. Honestly, I did not feel amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably say about like a 5 or a 6, but it was not that bad. It felt like a very, very, very mild flu. So by Thursday evening, I wasn't feeling any better. So I took an ibuprofen 800, was feeling fine. That night was really, really rough. I felt really, really bad. Probably like a 6.5, 7 on the pain scale. My symptoms were, I was extremely lethargic, very fatigued, low energy, and had body aches. I did not have a cough. I did not experience shortness of breath. I didn't experience nausea, vomiting. I didn't experience any of those things. I was running a fever, which I didn't know until the next day. So Thursday evening, took the ibuprofen 800, woke up Friday morning, was feeling not great at all. Took another ibuprofen 800 at about 6:30. or I'm sorry, 7:30. Got to work at 8:30. Now, because I work in healthcare, they do screen everyone who goes in the building. So I'm in the line, and lo and behold, they take my temperature, and the lady looks at me and she's like, "You've got a temperature of 100.2. For our particular location, you can't come in if you've got a temperature of 100.5. So I was like right there on the brink. So that was my first huge red flag. I am, thank God, a very healthy person. I typically never get sick. I never run a fever. And when I say never, usually I'll get allergies like once every 2 years, and that's like the closest I come to being sick. Here lately, like these past, I'd say 2 years, I've been getting a cold. And I already had my cold for the year, and it's usually if I've been traveling back and forth, especially when I go back home to Nebraska. But that doesn't come with a fever. And it'll only last like 3 days max. So fever, red flag. So they send me home. I come back home. I lay on the couch. I like got cookies and just kind of slept in and out all day. Really wasn't feeling great. So Friday night, I was not feeling great at all. So I took another ibuprofen 800. Saturday morning, I wake up and I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling great, but I can't tell if I'm feeling better because of the medicine or if I'm really feeling better. So what do? I call my mommy. So I call my mommy and I say, "Mommy, okay, what do you think I should do?" She says, "You know, you need to try to get in to see a doctor." So on Saturday, I made an appointment first at the Ready Clinic. Those are those little clinics inside of HEB. They did call me beforehand and let me know, you know, if you think you have coronavirus, COVID-19, essentially don't come here. We don't have the test. We don't have the capabilities to handle that. We can give you a flu test though. I kind of had a feeling it was not the flu though, because I already got my flu shot for the year, and I actually got it at the beginning of March when I started my new job. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll still go. And then I did a Google search of like COVID-19 coronavirus testing near me, found one at a local urgent care. It's like one of those ones where you get in line online, and then they called me, and they did have the test and they had the flu test. And based on my symptoms, they were like, you know, go ahead and come up. So I call my mom and I'm like, "Mom, which one should I go to? Do I just go to Ready Clinic, or should I go to this other clinic that'll have both the tests?" She was like, "Definitely go to the other one so they can give you a test for coronavirus as well, especially with everything that's going on." I said, okay, great. So cancel my appointment with Ready Clinic, head over to the urgent care. I didn't go inside. It was all like through my car window. I had my mom on speakerphone the whole time. So they did a flu test, and that you get back instantly. That was negative. And then they did the COVID-19 test. It is really invasive. I was not prepared, especially after the flu, where it was just like a cute swab. No, this one goes pretty far up. I've been seeing like this image of like they have to go all the way back to your throat. First of all, I don't even know if that's possible. Second of all, heck no, that's not how you do it. From my understanding, and I'm no expert, but you know, I do have COVID-19. Sorry for that hair flip. Forgive me. So I think I can speak on it. From my understanding, there are 2 different ways to be tested for COVID-19, the nose swab or the back of the throat swab. The nose swab, I'm not gonna lie, they stick it up there pretty far, and it doesn't hurt, but it's extremely uncomfortable, and it makes your eyes water, and then they bring it back down, and it messes with because it's all connected, and you feel like you can taste your brains, and it's just, anyways, so not pleasant, definitely not painful, but they don't stick it all the way back your throat. Like, what? Do you think I would sit through that? Girl, bye. So anyways, they did the test, and that was on Saturday. By Sunday, I still wasn't feeling that great. Sunday evening, I finally started to feel better. So that is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6 days of being sick for somebody who only typically gets sick for 3 days at a time. That was my second red flag. So I'm waiting to get my results back, and I end up on Tuesday evening going to Minute Clinic. I'm a big fan of like those little minute clinics, especially when you work 2 jobs and don't have time to do anything. That's very convenient. So I went to the Minute Clinic for something completely unrelated. However, because of everything that's going on, and I think just in general, they took my temperature again. And I had a fever, this time of like 100.5. And so by this time, I had a whole meltdown. I started freaking out. I'm like, what is wrong with me? What is happening? Like, I never get sick. Why do I still have a fever? What is happening? So thank God, as fate would have it, the next day on Wednesday, they called me and they were like, "Hey, BTW, you have tested positive for COVID-19. So for me, given my background, if you guys have been with me on my channel for a while, you know that I have struggled and do struggle with anxiety. I don't like to claim it. I like to claim that I'm cured and healed, but it's a part of life. It's a fact of life. So for me, I'm a worst case scenario thinker. So I'm thinking, and when I say worst case, I'm talking about like cancer, or I'm gonna die immediately, or like something, Ebola, something insane and crazy. That's where my thoughts were on Tuesday night. Like, my parents had to talk me down, talk me off the ledge. I was about to go to the emergency room, you guys. Like, your girl is, okay? So I say all that to just say, on Wednesday when I got the news, it was a sigh of relief for me for two reasons. One, because I was like, okay, thank God it's just this. And when I say just this, I mean it's not Ebola, it's not cancer, it's not all those horrific things that I was thinking of. I'm not gonna die today. And two, I had already gotten past the worst of my symptoms and was now on like the up and up, the part where you start feeling better. So I knew that the chances of me getting like the version where you get like the shortness of breath and can't breathe and pneumonia and possibly have to be hospitalized, that wasn't a factor, because it was done now, it was over. So honestly, thank God, God knew what he was doing with this whole situation, because woo baby, okay, I could have gone all the way there with it, but it was too late now, so you know. So that happened, immediately went into quarantine, and yeah. So I am currently still quarantined. However, it's a little different, because the information that I was given, they told me I only needed to quarantine for 7 days, which by Wednesday I had already been doing that. And number two, they told me that, you know, you can return to normal, as in like you can leave your house and go back to work as long as you've been symptom free, no fever, no symptoms, for 72 hours, 3 days without the use of medication. And I stopped taking the ibuprofen on Saturday, so it had been way more than that. So I am good. However, just based on my own, what I want to do, I have been quarantining. So yeah, it has been really interesting. I've never gotten so many calls from Health and Human Services or the Department of Health or Fort Bend County. Like, it's been pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't, like, not intense in a bad way, but it's been like, wow, this is new. So from my understanding, I had like a very mild case. From the information that I've gathered, 90% of people who end up getting COVID-19 coronavirus, it will be like a mild flu or like a mild cold. That is the version that I had. Oh, something else that happened to me. So on Sunday, by Monday, like when I went, I had no fever. I was feeling fine. However, I did start to develop allergies. I get seasonal allergies. The pollen has been crazy high in Texas. So that's what I believe that it was from. However, a symptom that I did experience that was a little weird, I'm not sure if it's the virus or allergies, was I lost my sense of taste, which was wild and miserable for me because I love to eat. That was probably like the worst symptom that I experienced. So, but anyways, back to what I was saying. 80 to 90% of people who do come down with COVID-19, for them, it will be a very mild, like a flu or like a cold or something very mild. Typically, unless you have like another underlying health condition like diabetes or asthma or something like that, it's not gonna turn into like pneumonia or shortness of breath or cause you to have to be hospitalized. The doctor that I spoke to that did my test and called to give me my results says, you know, as long as you're feeling fine, you can just do home self-care, like you don't need to come in. I know there's been a lot of misinformation about ibuprofen, you guys, that has been debunked, and you can find this information out by doing simple Google searches. They've also put it on the news. That has been debunked. There's no issue with taking ibuprofen. I took it the whole time and I was fine. Am I telling you to go out and take ibuprofen? I'm not telling you to do anything. We're talking about me here. So yeah. Oh, so that's my story with COVID-19. Thank you so much for all of your nice comments and your prayers. I did post about this on Facebook, and you guys, I'm feeling 100% better. I'm still not, energy wise, I still don't have the level of energy that I normally have. Today is my first day like getting up and curling my hair. I actually didn't curl the back of it. I just curled these two parts that you would see on camera, and putting on makeup and things. So yeah, it's been rough. I need to get my hair done. I need to get everything done. Anyways, this video is getting really long. Hopefully Bianca can trim it down for us. The last thing I want to talk about, you guys, obviously, So the past couple of videos that you've seen from me have been all about getting ready for Egypt and Deja and I's trip to Dubai. Well, though the video that got posted this past Sunday obviously was a pre-filmed video because yes, that trip has been canceled, postponed, what have you. We would have actually been there right now. Funny story. And here I am in my beautiful kitchen. So Deja was actually here. She has since gone home. She really wanted to get back to her family, which I completely understand. I would want to be with my family too, but I don't have that option. I think my dad's actually going to be coming down here pretty soon for Easter. So our trip is postponed. I actually found that out a while ago. Actually, they sent like an email and it just said like trip canceled. And I was like, don't do it to me. Like I had posted this meme and we'll insert it here of like me in like full PPE. Well, not me, but a man in full PPE saying like still going on my trip. That was pre me getting COVID-19. So you guys, 2020, what can I say? It's off to a wild start. Like first being unemployed, switching career industries, and then getting a second job, and then not having a second job, and then canceling the trip, canceling, and then getting COVID-19, and wow, yeah. But through it all, God has kept me very healthy and very blessed and highly favored and in good spirits for the most part. So, and still cute. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't want it to be a 20-minute video. I just had to come on here and give you an update before you started seeing like the other videos that I'm now making because you would be confused. So yeah, you guys, I love you so much. Please stay home, stay safe, do what you got to do, say your prayers. I'm praying for all of you, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, you guys, and follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of really good stuff on Instagram. My stories are pretty lit if I do say so myself. Follow me on Instagram at BrieCaraAmore, all one word, all spelled out. And I love you so much, and I'm really, really praying for all of you guys, and I'll see you next week.